Now, this was way back on Friday, but we have to talk about Marseille because I think this is incredible what's going on.
Yeah.
So they lose a game at home to Auxerre, 3-1. However, in the background, you have De Zerbi saying that he's ready to leave, he's not there for money, blah, blah, blah. And also, keep reporting that earlier in the season, he showed his players, like in a video session, a copy of the offer that he received to manage Manchester United, and which he turned down to be there with them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true or not. I hadn't heard that story before, reading about
But
it.
it's in L'Equipe, so...
Yeah. But he was very upset on Friday night. And clearly the away form is great. And the home form where teams come and park the bus, let's be honest, like we saw on Friday night, they really struggle and they have no rhythm. They have just nothing's happening, and which is very disappointing. I think from a team like that, with the players that they have and the manager like him, because you would think that he's that good that he could find solutions even against a low compact block, but he hasn't. So he said, if the problem is me because I can't make my team play at home like as good as we play away, then I'm happy to leave, take no money. I've told that to the players and to the bosses. I don't know, it was really strange. It felt like I don't know, but Marseille can have this impact on you. You know, it's a mad city.
I'll say this, Roberto, if you're watching, two things. One is, if the story reported in L'Equipe is not true, you must sue, because other clubs, they're going to look very negatively against you if they see that you're sharing confidential documents, because that's what it is. It's a confidential document. So if the story's inaccurate, you need to get the truth out there about what really happened. If you did it, do not do it again. It's one thing to say, oh, I could have gone to Manchester United, I could have gone to Real Madrid and whatever, and then it's up to the players if they believe you, right?
Yeah.
But you cannot do that with a confidential document. Secondly, this thing of like, if I'm not wanted here, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to take any money. Dude, you seem unhinged when you do that. Clubs do not want people like that. You're potentially, you're about to make the leap. You can make the leap. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you disagree. You can make a leap to a really, really massive club, right? You're in that position.
Yeah.
If you already fell out with Brighton, which is not a good look, by the way, because it's difficult to fall out with Brighton because they're very nice guys. If you fall out here too, you're not going to control the narrative anymore. And it's going to be that much harder for you to get where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. More madness at Roma. They lost at home to Bologna 3-2, and Ivan Juric gets sacked after just 53 days in charge. When they return after the break, they will have their third manager of the season, and we're only in November. What's going on with the Friedkins, Gab, and who could come in?
I have no idea what's going on with the Friedkins. I know they're probably flying around and on some other planes, thinking about what they're going to do. Maybe they're laying plans for Everton. Juric, not good. This game, not good. You know, when Stefan El Shaarawy scores 2 goals for you, you know sort of the broader context of the team. There's something not right.
Definitely. I thought the same.
But they said, we've been looking for the new, the manager search has begun some time ago. So presumably this means that they would have sacked poor Juric even if he'd won.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The names that are out there, and by the way, our friend Ghisolfi,
he spoke for the first time to the Zone after the game. Right? Yes, we're happy.
Via translator.
Yeah.
Dude, you have an Italian last name. You've been in Rome for 6 months and you speak like this. You don't need a translator to say, I am sorry. We are all sorry to the fans. Thank you, Juric. Like, seriously, you could have done the whole like Walter Mazzarri thing and read it off a piece of paper, right? He needs to either be more present or he needs to disappear before the Friedkins go and fire him. Although I think the reason he can't be fired is there's no CEO to fire him because they haven't filled that position. Talk about mass sense of drift, and it gets even better because Sky Italia reporting last night that the Friedkins love their outside consultants, right? They used one Vertexo to hire people in the past, and they reported, this story does not, I have to kind of come out and say this, like, this story sounds fishy to me, but it was reported by Sky Italia, and they're very well connected, that they have enlisted the help of CAA in London on their manager search, and CAA recommended 2 names. One is Frank Lampard Jr., so they're competing with Coventry for that job.
Yeah.
The other one is Edin Terzic, and again, bringing these people in halfway through the season. Other names in the mix, Rudy Garcia, who of course has been there before. Yeah. Why not? Drop the very stable Rudy Garcia in here. When, by the way, the first game after the break is against Napoli.
Yeah. Roberto Mancini, you like that?
Roberto Mancini
Lazio
with his
legend.
Lazio past and his tax issues, frankly. Daniele De Rossi with Claudio Ranieri as sort of like his babysitter.
Imagine.
I don't think De Rossi would come back. I think that if I were De Rossi, I would only come back. I'll come back if you guys leave.
Yeah.
I think those would be the only circumstances. It's absolute chaos. Doesn't need to be straight. Now, a lot of Everton fans on social media be like, are the Friedkins going to be like this? Blah, blah, blah. I don't think these are bad people. I think these are people who have made a string of really, really bad decisions. And you know the broadest, simplest one for me to understand and why, like, I think a football head or even just a basic fan head needs to be in the room? Jose Mourinho, Daniele De Rossi, Ivan Juric. I think you struggle to think of three managers who are so different, one from the other, in terms of playing style, in terms of philosophy. They're completely different. So you go from one to the other to the other. Come on.
Yeah.
Julian Alvarez scores the only goal as Atletico Madrid win at Mallorca. Jules, another nice performance from the coach's kid, Giuliano Simeone.
Yeah, with an assist this time. Remember, he scored the winner last weekend. This time he had a good assist for Julian Alvarez. Not great from Atletico, let's be honest again.
Sorry, when is it great from Atletico?
True.
Not often.
But they're still third in the table and they're not doing too bad on the back of their winning Paris 2 in the Champions League in midweek. But the one probably bright light at the moment, apart from the fact that Alvarez is finding some form now and scoring, is clearly Giuliano Simeone. So let's see if he can keep on like this after the international break. Leipzig are held at home by Borussia Mönchengladbach. Gab, opportunity missed?
Opportunity missed. They'd be 2 points behind Bayern, 3 points behind Bayern if they'd won. But they were really, really bad in this game. They honestly, conceding chances time and again in the first half. I know Xavi Simons isn't there. He mixed it up. He had Sesko on the bench. He played Poulsen up front. Again, not much change. I mean, you can only ask so much of Poulsen. They could have easily lost this game. And their defending is just terrible.
Yeah.
And I think this is another one of those situations where you take a long, hard look at Marco Rose and you ask yourself, we're Red Bull, the smartest guys in the room. Are you sure you want to continue down this road?
I agree.
Wonder if Jurgen Klopp gets involved. I mean, not the coach, obviously. I hope not. Or maybe Jurgen Klopp will wake up one day and say, my God, what have I done?
He starts
and come back into the light.
Starts on January the 1st, so there's not much he can do right now, can he?
Yeah, he can go rip up the contract and come back into the light. Leave the dark princes of darkness. Come on, man. These demonic influences on football. Nottingham Forest is at home to Newcastle United 3-1. Jules, they're still third, but for how much longer?
It's a good question, Gab. They go to Arsenal after the international break, the first game. Despite taking the lead and be 1-0 up at halftime against Newcastle on Sunday, they were destroyed in our second half. Newcastle were good. Bruno Guimaraes was outstanding. Isak, Joel Linton, all of them. And when Newcastle stars play like that with that intensity and that control, then I don't think there's much Nottingham Forest could have done differently anyway to try to keep that game or even get a point. So this one, you move on. It will happen. They were never going to finish third anyway. We said that at the start, at the end of the season. There's still a lot of good things that they do, and they're still good, but not good enough just yet on Sunday to be able to compete with a really good Newcastle team, I thought.
If only Marinakis had been there instead of being suspended.
Yeah.
He could have.
How many more games? 2? 3?
2 or 3? I don't know. I imagine him somewhere spitting on the ground.
Yeah, or in his handkerchief, as you said.
Or in his handkerchief. Yeah.
Moise Kean buys a hat-trick as Fiorentina beat Verona 3-1 to move into second place. What's going on, Gab? He's got 11 goals already in all competition this season.
Yeah, this is already the most goals, most league goals. He has 8 league goals. It's the most league goals that he has scored in a season, his entire career, except for one. When he was at Paris Saint-Germain, obviously. But look, I'm really happy for him. You know, all this time at Juve, at Everton, this is a guy who made his debut very young. They expected you to be this, expected you to be that. I think he made some bad decisions over the years. I think he'd be the first to admit it. Now he's found some stability. He plays from a very attacking side with Palladino. He's got decent players around him who play, sort of front foot forward. I'm happy. Look, it's weird. Italy has gone for so long with just terrible center forwards. And hey, look, now we have 2 in Ken and Retegui who are okay-ish.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Maybe even Scamacca if he's ever fit again. It's a wild one between Stuttgart and
Oh.
Eintracht Frankfurt. The visitors go 3-0 up as your boy Omar Marmoush scores a worldie. And the fight back from Stuttgart falls short.
Yeah, they lose 3-2. It was great. One of the games of the weekend for me, Gab, without that. But we knew because the two teams that play and attack a lot, even if they have different styles, is there a better front two right now in Europe than Ekitike and Marmoush together? There might be, but they're not far up there.
Lautaro and Thuram.
Well, in numbers, I don't think
Mbappe
so.
and Vinicius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't take
Salah
Mbappe.
and Diaz, maybe.
Yeah, you would have taken Mbappe and Vinicius over Marmoush and
In terms
Ekitike.
of number, Ekitike and Marmoush are just amazing this season. And they were, again, in this game, they were unplayable at times. Marmoush, we talk about Moise Kean. I'm not sure what's happening to Omar Marmoush either this season, but incredible form. So well done to Frankfurt and for Stuttgart.
And missed a penalty too,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think could have given them a different control of the
That's
game.
very true. Lazio and Atalanta also win against Monza and Udinese, respectively, and they're also second in the very tight top of the table in Serie A. Gab 5 teams separated by a single point.
That's right. Lazio, Atalanta, Fiorentina, and Inter just 1 point behind Napoli. Juve 2 points behind Napoli, just behind them. It's fun. I mean, Lazio have been exceptional. They've been exceptional in Europe all year. Some of these guys that they've added, like Ja and Noslin, have shown that, hey, we belong here. Baroni's doing a phenomenal
Very good
job. Atalanta, I thought, were very lucky against Udinese. Controversial penalty call that Udinese didn't get, but we know Atalanta are really good. So I think this promises to be a very exciting race, and we're just hopefully going to go all down to the wire. Monaco come from behind to beat Strasbourg 3-1 with 3 goals in the last 11 minutes. Jules, they scored late, but this is actually pretty one-sided.
Yeah, especially the second half. But to be fair to Liam Rosignol and Strasbourg, they were very good in that first half. They are just so nice to watch with the intensity that they have, but they're a young team. They can't keep it up for 90 minutes. They are a bit naive as well at times. And Monaco keep knocking at the door. Akliouche and Ben Seguir, I think, were outstanding again. Not so much Brilliant Bolo, who missed a massive chance, then came off. And Eleni Kena came on and changed the game as well. And those 3 youngsters there made the difference. Ben Seguir with 2 goals. Akliouche, very key again. And Adi Hutter, I think, quite relieved because we've seen them being stuck in the league like that against Nice, against Angers last weekend. And this time, it actually went their way. So well done.
Yeah, the live score site I look at said I think they had like 3.9 XG.
Yeah, it was really high.